Just stop playing, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah, so I'll film
And we are underway. A few technical difficulties, folks. I apologize. We're just getting it figured out. If you're just tuning in, I'm Ralph Barrett. I have my amazing friend Kylie helping me with the camera today. Like I said, it's just been a little bit of a pest. You know how the last game usually goes. This one's flipped high. We are seeing Stanstead versus Mount Academy. Stanstead in the red and whites going right to left if you're watching at home. And Mount going left to right. Sporting what looks like a cooler version of the Columbus Blue Jackets jerseys. So they'll have it on the far side post. This one flung wide. Now along the boards, there's a scrum. Near side, Goddard unable to pull away. This one flicked away. Now Stanstead looking to chip it in. Back to retrieve will be Mount. One through the neutral zone. And now with wheels, Mount fires a shot well wide. Wrapping around the net, near side, over to Fenton. Fenton, this one whipped into the skates of her own forward before it's backhanded and swept away by Jade Wilson. Getting the start tonight will be Jade Wilson. And on the other side, just waiting for the jersey to turn around. Like I said, a little bit of technical difficulties. I apologize, but thank you for bearing with us. Now on the near side, Stanstead goes D to D before working through the middle. Nice little drop pass. Getting creative within the first few minutes of this first. Now wide around Fenton to play for Mount Academy. So it's sent over to Monroe Oliver. He finds Warford. Warford throwing it in. Sticked away by Wilson, and she'll hang on for a whistle. So Jade Wilson coming into today's game for the JWHL season has 7 games played, 6 won and 0 ties, a scorching red hot 1.83 GAA and a save percentage of 921. She has been immaculate for Stanstead College, located in Quebec City. McDougall going D to D for Mount. Thrown on net. This one blocked aside and now worked along the far side wall. Chipped over to Bingham. Bingham looking to make a move. The shot, whipped blocker, save. Now this one thrown in. Casey Moran gets the start for Mount as she's in her own zone, hemmed in right now. Flipped high. On the far side wall, the defenseman will pinch. Zoe Lloyd throws it around the boards, and giving chase will be Bryn Van Metre. Van Metre battling against McDougall. McDougall comes away with it for Mount Academy. Tell the two teams, and we'll get to that in just a second during our first whistle. Again, Ralph Barrett with a call. This one D to D, thrown on net, blocked, and that's a big one. So that's a little bit of a stinger. Again, Kenny getting in the way. And Riley Gilbert looking to work the puck in for Stanstead. Gilbert fanning on the shot, now through the neutral zone. Carried by Caladot before going D to D, and now flung and tipped off the stick of Perron. Perron now carrying along the far side wall. Now thrown back down, Mount to field, able to clear the zone, and smart play by Caldecott not to touch up. This one thrown back in. 13:20 to go in the first. Very neutral zone based game. Feeling out process, what they call all first periods. We have a little bit of tumble on the side of Stanstead. U16 women's team actually won the JWHL Cup. So a big win for them. A nice toe drag, but a great back check. Able to stifle that attempt. Now work towards the point. This one ripped on, gloved, and kept out. Puck still loose. Another shot. This one sticked away from Mount Academy defense. Worked back down low. Stanstead developing some zone time. Worked along the far side wall. They'll carry and go point to point. So it's right back to Caldecott. Unable to throw it in. She'll chip it back down. Van Metre unable to clear the zone. So here's Stanstead. This one shot on. Took a weird bounce off of what looked like a forward for Stanstead. They'll keep possession. Now Mount in their own zone, able to flick this puck wide. It'll go down, no icing. Here's Bingham. Little give and go. She gets the puck back, cutting towards the high slot, poked away. As Goddard with a great play on the back check. She'll give hustle in the neutral zone. This one works back and forth. Now along the near side wall. Pass can't connect. Lutz to play. And it will be whistled down for icing. 11:47 to go here at New England Sports Village. Last game of the night. Definitely not the least. 0-0 our score. Again, 11:47 to go. Face off to the left of Wilson. And McDonald to take the draw. She'll win the offensive zone. This one's poked out of the way. And now here's Samard. Samard looking to make a move. Great poke check by the Mount defender. So they'll gather, trying to go up the near side wall. Great forecheck. And puck still loose in the low slot. Ricochets towards the right point. Far side for the folks at home. Now towards the middle of the high. Now flicked up and out of play off a defender's stick. So Stanstead College within the first about minute and 40 seconds, 5 minutes and 40 seconds, excuse me. Definitely not a math major. Establishing a lot of zone time. Mount Academy really standing tall, staying structured, protecting the front of the net. This looks like a very high octane offense versus a structurally sound defense. And in the playoffs, you got to lean a little more towards the defense. But we'll get to the numbers in just a second once I'm able to take a breath, as this one still is in Mount zone. They'll try to rim it out. It's kept in. Good play by the left defenseman of Stanstead. She'll work the puck low. Back high, near side to far. Far side low, half wall shot. That one ricochets wide. Together will be Ganon. Looking to work the puck in. Ganon still fighting for it. Fenton to give chase. Working towards the far side point. Lloyd goes to her D partner. Ripped one off the blocker and again out of play. So Moran tested early for Mount Academy, and she has been rock solid. Now this whole season, not so much. 5 games played, 0 wins, 5 losses, a 7.06 goals against average, and a 78.5 save percentage. So she'll look to really shore that up, and she's on pace for a really good game. That being said, Mount really needs to get the puck out of the zone, as they've been hemmed for what feels like an eternity. Now D to D, far side, Stanstead throwing the puck on. And a loose puck, unable to pick up the change, is Obermeyer. Obermeyer skate with it. And this one's sticked away. Obermeyer, the 3rd oldest player in the JWHL. European skater, very strong on the puck. And now Mount looking to establish something, or at least get the puck in so their forwards can go for a change. Now here comes Stanstead. This one glances off the stick of Grace. And now worked back in. Stanstead to carry along the near side wall. Battling amongst 2 is Reardon. And this puck spurts into the neutral zone once more along the far side. Again, Mount to dump and chase. Looks like there's a glove on the ice right by the bench of Stanstead. Swept away before giving chase is Goddard. She's been electric, very noticeable in the first 5-ish minutes, 6 minutes of this game. And here she is again. Fans on this one. Shot, 5-hole save. And that was Papineau with a good rip. He'll be kept in by her teammates. Papineau again. Pass over. Backhand can't connect. Worked around the near side wall now. Its carry will be Ouellette. Ouellette going to the point. Now far side point. Gagne pass back over. This one ripped just wide. And a great shift from Papineau. She had a couple good chances and a great feed to the slot. Unfortunately, unable to capitalize if you're a Stanstead fan. But if you are, you got to really like how they've been playing. Zone time, at least to me as a former defenseman, former Wash defenseman, most important time. If you're constantly on your heels in the D zone, can't get the puck out, can't score if it's in your end. D zone even more important than the shots on net, or zone time rather, and Stanstead has it. Very high puck possession. Mount, though, putting up a fight. Now looking to skate it out, they'll reach the neutral zone. Slid over and thrown back in. That one easily steered aside from the neutral zone by Wilson. Worked around the boards, now to the far side. Through the middle, here comes Stanstead. Now along the far side wall. Bumped off McDougall with a nice body check there, and the bench starts going crazy for Mount. Mount Academy playing a physical brand of hockey. That's how they're going to have to play if they want to keep up with a powerhouse like Stanstead. This one glances off the stick of the left winger for Stanstead before being flipped over to Reardon. Reardon unable to corral. And now here comes Stanstead. Bureau poke checked aside McDougall. She's been great in her own zone. Little physicality there from McDougall as well. Bureau again looking in front. Awkward backhand, and now it's fed back towards Warford in her own zone. She'll look to glass it. That one doesn't escape. Great keep, thrown back in off the skate and kept in by Stanstead. Now along the far side wall, rubbing the red and white jerseys from Canada, Quebec City. This one now thrown towards the near side wall, point to point, back towards the middle. Now in the middle, looking for a backhand shovel. Traffic in front, that one turned away. And a rebound also steered aside. This puck kept in. The defenseman pinching when they should be, activating the play. It's looking really good for Stanstead right now. Mount able to keep up, but just barely. Looking like they're hanging on from a thread already in this first period. Low to high seems to be the game plan for Stanstead. They really love using point. This one, a rebound. It is swept away in behind the net. Van Meetre battling for the puck. Along the wall, she'll pin one Stanstead forward. So we'll have a 2-on-2 scrum. Reardon watching the front of the net for Mount. Spun on, and that one doesn't reach, and we'll have a cover. Casey Moran able to hang on to it. 6:42 to go in the first period. We are still scoreless. Stanstead having a lot of zone time, but haven't been able to solve Moran just yet. And now Stanstead again with an offensive zone draw. They'll win it. Thrown back towards the near side point. Wrist shot blockered high, up and out of play. Came off the stick of Caldecott. 2 goals, 4 assists for her in 11 games played. Very good offensive defenseman, not afraid to move the puck. One of the better players in the JWHL, Elizabeth Belanger, unfortunately, I believe, is sidelined with an injury. She is the second most points for the JWHL. And so Stanstead really missing their offensive engine, but a heck of a team even without her. So they'll try to play for her here. Now along the half wall, it'll be ripped back in. Around the net, Van Mitra takes a tumble on her own, no call. Poked away, and yet again another keep from Stanstead. McCarville trying to field the puck along the near side wall, unable to get it out. D to D once more. Here's Papineau. Papineau dropped over. And no, that is Belanger. I believe she is back. It's good to see her back on the ice. Nice drop pass by her. Backhand towards the front, and what a save by Moran. So again, I apologize, folks. Belanger not out with an injury. Tied for second most for the JWHL. 34 points. Yes, that's not a typo, folks. 34 in 14 games played. She's over a goal and an assist a game at 16 and 14, respectively. She has been electric. Really what makes this red and white team purr. And now along the near side wall, it'll be taken towards the middle. Now pass point to point. Back over. Shot. Flipped on net and blocked aside. Here's Belanger. Belanger looking to make a move. She is so good with the edges. And that one thrown on net. Rebound. Couple of big stops from Moran as Washington's able to escape the zone. So they'll clear the puck down. Fielded by Stanstead. The tumble from Fenton. And she'll get up. And now here comes Stanstead once more, looking to run the puck in. So Horsnell with a good play. Keep it out at least momentarily before Stanstead tries to re-enter. Horsnell, a big power forward in her own right. Great back check and a good shift from her thus far. The puck will just find a way to her, and she'll slide it through the middle, unable to connect. Now it's whacked back in, Fenton to give chase. She'll battle against Bingham. Bingham committed to Merrimack College already as a U16, a very impressive feat. So she has done exceptional in her small body of work for the JWHL. We'll look to continue progressing. This one flung on net, goes wide. Along the near side wall, sent to the point. Point to point, whipped on net. That one goes wide, and it looks like there's going to be a whistle. Believe net probably came off its bearings. Looks like it just a bit. Now this is what Stanstead does. They kind of lull you to sleep going to these point-to-point, low to high, high to low type of passes until they're able to bang one. But if you're Mount Academy, you have to have your wings continue to stay on that defenseman, continue to put the pressure and not let their very active Ds activate. It's just a recipe for disaster. If you're able to stay high, there's a chance too that you get a puck that bounces your way and you might be off to the races. In order to do that, you got to stay up on your point. And again, we see the activation from Stanstead. This one now worked down low. They'll be carried, now sent over to the captain. And that is Bingham, the Merrimack commit. Here she is once more. Nice toe drag, but not fooled. Is Reardon. So a fantastic play by her to get a stick and body in the way. But again, Stanstead on their relentless attack. Swarmed at the line before this is ripped down the ice. It'll be gloved in the neutral zone before being worked back over to Papineau. Papineau, a very fluid puck-moving defenseman. Almost had a turnover, of course, right as I say that. Marshall almost got a piece of it. Back to Papineau. That shot blocked in front. Hornsnell to field the puck. She'll chip it back low, looking for reinforcements before this flung towards the near side wall. Papineau again, working it back down low. And Mount unable to escape the zone. They're using the boards quite a bit, and seems like Stanstead's really collapsing on it. Now they're trying to work it through the middle. Hornsnell unable to corral it before this is ripped right by the bench door of Mount Academy. Awkward angle shot. That one turned aside. Moran very, very strong in this opening period with 2:27 to go. Whistle will be blown dead as the net comes off its bearings again. Again, 2:27 to go. Scoreless game. I can finally take a breath as the ref is going to fix the net and the bearings. So coming into today, Stanstead sits at 13-2-1. They've been magnificent again, the champs of U16. Mount Academy 1-15-0. So they really have struggled. Tale of two teams, but that's why we play the game, as this back door just misses. But on paper, you say this is a mismatch, and I would too, but it's the reason we don't play the game on paper. And now, here's Papineau. Papineau curling off. She'll find her point man. Back to Papineau. Papineau, shot, gloved, and turned aside. So she'll hang on. And how about the way Miranda's been playing? She's tracking the puck beautifully. Tell, huffing and puffing a little bit with each whistle, and granted, I don't blame her, as these are 17-minute periods, so we have 2:04 left. Just under 15 minutes. It feels like the puck's been in the zone for about 14. Face off to the right of her. Offensive zone win once more for Stanstead. Point to point. Thrown back on, this one wide. Laguerre, one of the shortest players in the JWHL with a silky feed, unable to corral it, was Putka. And Mount throws it down for an icing. 1:37 to go here in the opening period. We are still scoreless. So we talked about Belanger having the second most points for the JWHL. She's the first highest Canadian-born player when it comes to points. And Bingham, as this one is ripped wide, Bingham has the fifth most points in the JWHL with 16. Gagne also has 16, so she's tied for fifth, and she's the highest D-man. And now this is passed over and just fanned on. So Gagne has been spectacular. Again, we talk about the deactivating. They have very high scoring, very agile defensemen. So this one ripped back down low, and Mount looking like they're just clinging on for survival in this first period. Just over a minute to play, and we are now just hitting the minute mark in the first period. This one ripped in by Hornsnell, and a full change from Mount. Flying off the bench was McDonald, looking to set a tempo for her team. And now here comes Stanstead. Pass back over, would have been a nice little give and go. As I was between Ouellette and Belanger. Ouellette with a draw pass and then cut to the net, but unable to connect. And now here's McDonald with 32 seconds to go in the neutral zone. She'll take on a defender. Now over to Goddard. Goddard, backhand, that one sticked away. And now a net tie-up as Putka really strong in front of her own net, letting letting Goddard know that she's not alone there and she's not going to leave her there. Now this thrown back in with 11 seconds to go. Stanstead once more will retrieve, looking for one last rush before the period's over. Good defensive effort from Reardon. But now the shot will be gloved, wouldn't have counted anyway. And holy, what a slugfest right now from Stanstead. But this period has been all them and Casey Moran. Again, maybe not the greatest statistical season from her, but if she keeps performing like this, there's no doubt that she's going to continue to just increase the statistics over and over. She has been phenomenal. So we'll take a very short intermission. Again, Ralph Barrett with the call. I'll be back in just a few seconds. Don't turn that dial. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back at New England Sports Village. All right, folks. We are about set to get ready for period number 2. Stick taps from both benches this time. The red and white Stanstead going left to right on your screen. Right to left will be the blue, red, and white Mount Academy. And face-off is won by Stanstead. They'll look to carry. Slung over. And here's Bingham. Giving chase now. Stanstead on the backhand. They'll look to peel off towards the far side wall. Now along the far side point. Nice move on the edges. Gets a defender falling. Here's Bingham looking to take it to herself. But Reardon has been amazing defensively. It seems like that's been her assignment. That's the 3rd or 4th time she's caught Bingham. So again, if you're good enough to be a recruit at a U16 level, you're pretty darn good. And Reardon is holding her own with her defensively. Wolford slamming her stick. Can tell there's a little bit of frustration on Mount's bench. Shouldn't be frustrated. Should be happy that they're still in this game, that this game is still tied, and that one a very close call on the whistle, but they will flag it for offsides. I'd hate to be a referee. I've done it a few times. You know, it's a thankless job. I'm not saying whether it's the right or wrong call. I think he did get it. He got a better view than me. But Stanstead not too happy about it. So face off just outside of Mount Academy's zone. It's one back. Douglas now will give chase. What a wonderful effort from Stanford forward on the forecheck. And they'll keep the puck in because of it. Shot that one off the glove. Moran playing strong. Lutz with a risky pass out front. Want to be very, very careful bringing that in front of your goaltender. You don't do that unless absolutely necessary. She did feel the forechecker breathing down her neck, so fair enough as she'll work the puck over. No harm, no foul. And now, here comes Mount. Really their first good chance all game. The shot, that one deflected off the stick. Good defensive effort from Pudka. For as active as this Stanstead defense has been, Pudka really seems like a great stay-at-home defenseman, and everybody needs one of those if you're going to win games, you're going to win championships. And that means Stanstead already did. So now they're looking to win in the playoffs as they'll carry. Thrown on net off the pad. On the far side wall, it'll be chipped now point to point. Again, Mount's defense stretched thin. I understand that. As it's flung on net and still loose. Big body check in front. And that one finally spurts away as Ganon slow to get up. So she's laboring just a bit. Still wanting to play through her shift. She's a hockey player, folks, as this one's ripped off the pads and goes towards the near side wall. Ganon's still battling. She looks like she's laboring there. And this one flung on, poked aside. Still, it's Stanstead. Ripped over to Gagne. Shot. Glove. And Moran hangs on. 14:29 to go in the middle period. We are still scoreless thanks to that tender on the right side. As Moran having an exceptional game thus far. And Mount Academy leaning on her heavily, face off to her left. It's won by Stanstead. One time, that one patted aside by Moran. Throwing back around the boards. Belanger fighting for the puck. The line mate will come to help. As she starts to back off, you'll see her pinch into this one. Probably looking to go to the point. Van Mietra fighting for it before Reardon's there once more with a defensive effort. She'll get stick lift. Little yoink robbery before this one's backhanded. Throw on net, hits off the post. No goal. Play stopped for a second. I think Stanstead thought the puck was in, but at least from where I'm at, it looked like it hit left post, right post, and out. So puck meets Irene not once but twice. And I'm sure Mount Academy and Miranda are going to give it a little extra hug today. But what a rip. We still stay scoreless by a matter of centimeters. Face off to the left of Moran. It's won by Stanstead. Fenton to play behind her own cage. Looking for options. This one run around the boards and kept in once more. Thrown over to Putka. The shot, this one blocked in traffic. Looked by her own teammate Grace. Grace trying to work it low. Fenton battling with her. Both of those girls have teammates come to their aid. And we're still having a puck that's pinned towards the half wall. Corner boards, rather. A lot of hockey today, folks, so I'm not my sharpest, I apologize, but no place I'd rather be. And a great race from Putka. She's so solid defensively. She's having a really good game. And now this puck will be worked forward. Over to Bingham, the captain. Puck on her stick, nice move. It looked like Blackwood may have gotten a stick to the jaw. No call, but a great play defensively from her. And what a move on a breakaway, the shot, 5-hole save. Another shot, another low save, and she'll hang on. What a save, Moran. And rightfully so, the crowd giving a round of applause. She's been magnificent with 12:42 left in this second period. Face off to her left. Tie up, sees Stanstead still trying to pull away with it. Mount gets to it first, looking to run around their own boards. This one through the skates. Before it's worked back up. Warford tipping this one to the neutral zone. Slid over. Toward the board, point to point. Now, Belanger drops it off the shot. That one blocked. Hit off her own defenseman, and she still finds a way to track it to hang on for a whistle. Players to highlight for Mount Academy. Like we said, they have one win this year. They've struggled a little bit, quite a bit. Lauren Horsnell, leading point getter and leading goal scorer, tied with Penelope Goddard with 3 goals. Horsnell also has 3 assists, where Goddard has 1. So Horsnell has 6 points in 16 games. That is the high for Mount Academy. Again, David versus Goliath, but right now, we're still even. This puck is dropped off. And now here's Horsnell. Horsnell shot off the pad. May have been off the skate. That's a big save from Wilson. Now here's Belanger. Nice bump off by Fenton. Belanger once more. Looking to send that through the middle. Can't connect. Here's Horsnell again. She'll do a half spin before flicking it in, and it'll be called for icing. And what a pad save by Wilson. Like I said, I'm a former defenseman, washed now, but I got a soft spot for goalies. And the athleticism to be able to kick out that right pad looked like she just got the skate on it. So now we'll have a face-off all the way down in Mount Zone once more. Seems like a repeating story at this point. It's now along the half wall. It'll be sent to the high point along the near side, trying to go point-to-point. Pass doesn't connect initially, but that one spurts through the middle of the slot. So it goes wide, and Stanstead to corral it. This one's flung back down the ice. And whistled down for icing. Goddard very close to touching that. As that puck was a little bit of a worm burner. It looked like it died there. I wasn't sure if it was going to reach the goal line, but it does. So again, we'll have a face-off to the left of Moran. 11:09 to go. We are scoreless here at New England Sports Village. Again, Ralph Barrett with the call. My wonderful camerawoman, Kylie, I appreciate it. Big ups on her for graduating from JWHL. Played as a winger there. She knows hockey better than almost anybody out here as well. We appreciate the work that she's doing as this one's sent through the neutral zone and flung back in by Monroe Oliver. Wilson elects not to play it. Little bit of a miscommunication. Looks like it may have worked out. And now, here's Mount, pass in front. Great pick by Putka. Again, surprising nobody with their defensive efforts. Just time and time once more. Loose puck. Got it won by Perron. Wins it around so she can go for a change. Horsnell to fight with the puck. Fight for the puck, with Papineau. Papineau escaped behind his net before dropping it off. That one's flung into the neutral zone and back towards the Stanstead zone before it flings right back over to Mount. Mount looking to force a pass. Instead, it'll be picked off on the forecheck. As Bingham fighting for that puck. She'll get it. Throwing it opposite side, point. This one thrown on net, deflected. Great save by Moran. Thrown on net, patted away, rebound, chance in front. That one spurts wide. Looked like Moran got another piece of it. And this one, again along the far side point. Can't escape the zone. Mount Academy still him. Sent over. Nice edges on the backhand, and she'll feed it to her D partner. Both rotated sides now on the weak side for both. Offhand, I should say, rather. Now Goddard able to escape the zone as Bingham unable to corral it. You can tell, not too happy about that. And now just a tick over 9 minutes to play in the second. We are scoreless. Shot for a rebound, and that's a great look. Backhand again for a rebound, and as great as Miranda's been, game plan is get the puck on net, shoot low. Rebounds are spurting out like crazy. Rebound control has been a little shaky, but I mean, what more can you ask for someone who, again, don't have the statistics, but if I were to say 25 to 30 shots she's already faced, you can tell fatigue may be setting in as a lot of those pucks are spurting loose quite a bit, so it's up to Mount Academy. Clear that front of the net best you can. Look for a breakout. That defense activates so much that you need your wingers to come back and support on the breakout. Have the centerman stay almost as a third defenseman and just look for the middle for the breakout. Another big save from Moran. Now flung along the near side wall. Belanger working it to the point. Gagne shot. That one in front goes wide. Gagne once more. She'll carry. Goes to the point. Back over, side to side. Nice toe drag. Shot that one wide. Donald now to play. She'll throw it down. And here's Papineau. Papineau once more. Looking to slide it over to Ouellette and has her. Ouellette carrying. Over to a defenseman. This one thrown off the net. And looks like it's Reardon who'll come away with it. She's met by a forechecker. McDougall there to help. Rebound swept away. 7:50 to go in the second. Pass over to the slot. Again, another poke check. Horsnell able to get in the way of that one. Shot again blocked. Can't escape the zone though. A rip from the high slot. Blocked in traffic again. Puck still loose. Out in front. Save. Still loose, and it finally swirls past the far side post. And you can tell the Mount Academy defenders are drained. Needing a clear. Stanstead not going to let him. Flung on, save again. Warford battling in her own zone. Fighting hard for the puck. Grace will give chase for Stanstead. Working it to her point man. Point to point. Now thrown back down low. Shot in front, save, and finally smothered by Moran for a whistle. It was crazy indeed. I mean, what a shift from Moran. Able to stand tall, taking a sip of the Gatorade, and I'll tell you, that bottle is going to need to be filled by the end of this second period. She has been outstanding. Rutz unable to clear the zone. Finally, fresh legs out for both squads. In front, backhanded. That one took a weird skip towards the glove. She'll smother that one, throw it to the side. Now on the near side wall, fighting for it will be Stanstead. Working it from the point. That has been their entire offensive focus. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Storty would have given chase, decides to peel off. And it kept on the line. Horsnell will now throw it in. It'll be gloved and hung on to for a whistle. And Horsnell met by a couple of defenders after a cheeky little chop after the whistle. Nothing too hard, but Lloyd and Perron took exception to that. Just gave her a little bit of lip before they all decide to go to the bench. So now a face-off finally in Stanstead's zone. I feel like I haven't said that all game, and so looking to generate some offense, some zone time would be great. But unfortunately, if you are a Mount fan, they lose the draw. Now back on the other way. Here's Belanger. Whipped on and gloved. What a save. 6:18 to go here in the second. Nothing our score. Face off to the right of Moran. Now thrown towards the point. And it looked like it just came offside. Ref saw the same thing I did. And that's a very, very close call, but the Zebra got it right on that one. So face off just outside of Mount Zone. Belanger versus Reardon in the dots. Belanger wins it for Stanstead. They've been great in the circle as well. Now along the near side wall. A little bit of physicality. Still along the near side wall. Over to the point man. This is Gagne. Most points in the JWHL as a defenseman. He's had a tremendous season. She'll carry before sliding it to Bingham. Nice little one touch to Belanger. Nutmegged her and slid it over to Gagne for its work back over to Belanger. Little give and go action doesn't work. Gagne slides point to point off the bar, and they're saying that's a goal. So Stanstead will celebrate on what seemed like it was only a matter of time. And Papineau with the fantastic wrister from the point that had eyes. I mean, traffic in front of Moran. She's been playing phenomenal. But getting a screen in front, I mean, trying to find a hockey puck and tracking it that well with nobody in front is tough on a shot like that. Picture perfect shot off the bar. Now, imagine trying to find a friend in a crowded bus parking lot. You're not going to be able to. It's like trying to see the puck with a screen in front, executed perfectly by Stanstead, and they'll lead 1-0 on Papineau's goal. Thought it may have been deflected in front, but it looked like she was first in the celebration line, so we'll credit her with it, at least on the broadcast. Kept in, now thrown over point to point once more. Marshall trying to play high. This one flung off of Storty's stick. And again, thrown back in with less than 5 minutes to play in the second. Catacott will keep it along the near side wall. She'll go to her D partner. This is Putka. Putka working it back down low. Laguerre to Putka. Putka. Calgott. Laguerre. Looking like she may have been tripped up. It is playoffs unless it's egregious. I don't think the refs are going to call it. Putka once more. She'll carry. Now working along the opposition's cage. She'll go from far to near. Trying a center pass. Can't connect. Marshall chipping it out. Swept away, and now here's Caldecott to her D partner, Putka. Putka sporting the A. Well deserved. And now a scrum along the near side wall. Stanstead with possession. Whacked back in. And here's the far side puck possession controlled by Stanstead. Thrown from the hash marks. Weak little shot. It's off a pad. In front. Papineau. She'll carry. Nice move. Flinging it on net. That one sticked away and hung on to for a whistle. Papineau had 4 goals this season. The lone goal scorer here and another chance there. Moran with a big stop. .329 to go here in the middle period. 1-0 our score if you're just tuning in. New England Sports Village live. Last game of the night. I'm Ralph Barrett with the call. Swung over to Papineau. Pass over the shot. What a save, Moran. Belanger controlling at the line. Feeds it over far side. Pass in front. Rebound. Doesn't go. Another chance. They score! Zoe Lloyd. Scoreless all year, and she beats it on a beautiful shot. And listen to the crowd erupting, and the bench as well. And talk about a beautiful shot. I mean, that goes right on the armpit of Moran. That's such a tough save to make under the blocker above the pad. No chance, as there was a sea of bodies in front. And Lloyd pickpocketing that perfect. She hasn't scored this season. I don't know if she has in the JWHL, but the way they're celebrating, I don't think so. So if that is her first, congratulations, and first of hopefully very many for Zoe Lloyd as this is thrown back in. On a picture-perfect shot as well to put her team up 2-0. And they'll maintain puck possession. And a great defensive effort on the block. Folks, I've been calling hockey all day, if you can't tell. Brain's a little mush, and the voice may be low, but the spirits are up as this one's thrown on net, swept aside on a juicy rebound. This is worked over to Caldecott. Finds Gagne, playing front, rebound, hung on to Moran, and now some extracurriculars after the whistle involving Van Mitra. Shoving Laguerre. With 2:04 to go in period 2, 2-0 our score. Stanstead ahead. Face off to the left of Moran. Seen a boatload of shots. And this one escapes the zone. Horsnell looking to fight through contact. And there's going to be a whistle. They're going to call that interference. Horsnell really driving the play. As we said, a very tall, strong power forward. Showing the physicality. And Putka not afraid to show some either. But Macy Putka will sit for 2 or until Mount Academy can muster up a goal. So we will see the first power play of the game with a few shades under 2 in the second period. And this is a big power play for Mount Academy. Need to establish something, give your goaltender a break, give the rest of your defensive core a break as well. And that one deflected, juicy rebound from Wilson. She'll hang on for a whistle. Storty was crashing the net. Good defensive effort from Lloyd, the goal scorer, most recent goal scorer, to keep her out of the blue paint. So we see Blackwood and Lutz, the D pair, talking on the power play. Trying to set up a play. They'll win the draw. Blackwood a carry. Looking for Lutz. Lutz back to Blackwood. Has one back door. She elects to shoot. This one deflected wide. Now Lutz on her offhand on the right side. Blackwood shot. That one blockered high and out of play. And give Wilson some credit. I mean, the shots that she's seen, she's obviously made all the saves. Hasn't been tested very often this game. When she has, she stayed sharp, and that's really hard for a goaltender to do. I mean, if the puck is constantly in the offensive zone, then you're starting to face a power play where you're facing a few shots, you get a little cold. And she's made 2, 3 strong saves now. And here comes the extracurriculars after the whistle, we'll call them. Russell letting them play a little bit. Nothing too egregious at all. And this is great for Mount. Although they haven't scored yet and they still have 1:27 on the power play, they've really started to establish some zone time. Let Stanstead know that they're not going out without effort. There's plenty of hockey to play. Here's Lutz. She'll turn the puck over. Now a chance going the other way. Short-handed backhand save. Moran. She'll hang on. That was Ouellette who had that breakaway. Trying to get Moran moving. She stood tall. Not a bad play by Ouellette. First off, killing as much time as you can on the PK, but also with a little head fake towards the forehand. A lot of goaltenders will bite on that. And then the idea to go 5 holes, the right one, is you want to catch her while she's moving, but way to stand tall from Moran. So now 1 minute to go in the middle period, 1:05 to go on the power play. So we'll have a little bit of a time leak if Mount can't score. But right now it's starting to look like a power kill, as we are in the offensive zone once more for Stanstead. Mount will corral it, 45 to go. Nice move through the legs, no forward there to help. And so Stanstead once more will retreat. Fenton fighting against her. That'll kick off the skate. I believe that's Ouellette again, the shot off the blocker. Now they're starting to try that blocker side. I believe that's where Moran got beat twice. Now Kenny flipping it forward. Bedard will give chase. 18 to go here in the second. To the point. Far side. Back over to Fenton. Fenton can't really corral it before slinging it over. Weak pass unable to be gathered, and now chipped over. Bellinger, 5 seconds. Bellinger, backhand save, rebound save as well. And what a way to end the period. Moran again standing tall. Bellinger definitely wants that one back. A pretty move, unable to corral it on the backhand before it was a really sharp angle. But Stanstead did break through twice. So they're up 2-0. We'll be back in just about 10 minutes for the final period of regulation, but who knows? Until then, live from New England Sports Village, I'm Ralph Barrett with a call. We'll see you in about 10. And we are just set to get underway for period 3 live at New England Sports Village. I'm Ralph Barrett with the call. Again, my amazing camerawoman Kylie, I appreciate all the hard work and the help. We have 17 minutes to go in regulation, and it has been a dominant performance despite such a close score. 2-0 our score, Stanstead ahead. But Moran, holy smoke, she has played out of her mind. The net keep for Mount. And with the stick taps, we are set to get underway. Reardon to take the draw for Mount, going left to right. Excuse me, McDonald will. And it will be against Overmeyer. And face-off won by Mount Academy. Very young team. Polar opposite of Stanstead. And finally out of the box, there was a 6-second runoff on the power play for Mount Academy. Very clean game so far. Only one penalty, and now along the rear side wall will be McDonald. And Kenny will throw it in. They'll go for a quick line change. You can tell they are gassed. We talked about this during the intermission, Kylie and I. They've been hemmed in their zone. It's really, really tough. Even once you get some chances on offense, it's like you get the puck there, you get it in deep, and you go for a change. Something that a young team, typically struggles with, and we've all been on that part if you played hockey at a decent level. Some games are just like that. They'll really have to dig into the oxygen tank. And now here's a chance for Marshall. She'll get bumped off on a great defensive effort from Laguerre, and it looks like there's going to be a penalty. I believe. Yeah, it's going to be a hook on Laguerre. Great contact from her, but looked like Little Bo Peep herding sheep. Definitely grabbed a little bit of the jersey with the stick from Laguerre. So Mount again on a power play. It's crucial that even if they don't necessarily capitalize on this one, establish zone time, catch your breath, get something nice going. It doesn't even necessarily have to be nice as in pretty. Just get some pucks on net, traffic in front of Wilson, and don't stop shooting the puck. We're going to go for something very special, very cool, a pretty tic-tac-toe play, but as of right now, where you have to dig deep into that oxygen tank, shoot the puck, crash for rebounds, and ask questions later. Gets it over to Lutz on her offhand. She's on the right side. She'll fling this well wide into the corner. It'll be corralled by the penalty kill unit before being flung back down. Puck skipping. Lutz now will grab it. She's being chased. Lutz over to Blackwood. Bridget Blackwood. And Belanger fighting against her. McDonald there for support. Belanger taking on two defenders, and she'll come away hungry for the puck on the PK. She'll just sling it back down, and they'll grab the puck. And unsure what the icing is. I thought that was Belanger who shot it down. But my eyes may be fooling me, as it looks like it was an icing for Mount Academy. So 55 seconds on the man advantage. And again, the majority of it has been in their own zone. Reardon looking to send around the boards. Clamoring for the puck is Hornsnell. Doesn't end up getting it. And now Mount fanning on the puck. Hornsnell will be there for support. She'll look to carry through the neutral zone. The gritty power forward throws it in deep. She'll give chase. Putka to play. Putka now behind her own net. Looks to send it down. Great stick work by Hornsnell, but it'll spurt right over to Belanger. Belanger sweeping back to herself, getting to the two, but not the third. Van Meter with a good defensive play. Rimmed around, and it'll be cut through the neutral zone by Stanstead. Thrown on net right into the logo of Moran. Makes a big save, and she'll hang on for a whistle. 14:09 to go in the final period of regulation. 6 seconds left on the Laguerre hooking call. Face off to the right of Moran. As she'll leave the box and join her team in the offensive zone. Thrown on net, deflected, and hung on to. Looked like it was stuck in the equipment for a second. Back to even strength. So 6 players for double-digit points for Stanstead, 0 for Mount Academy. Still a very close game. Just under 14 minutes to play. Anything can happen in this weird game we love to call hockey. This one flung off the stick of a Stanstead player, and now they'll carry it into the zone. Curling back along the end wall. Stanstead maintains possession, working it around the boards. Now behind the net, Samard. Looking for the cross grease feed. Papineau's there. She'll take it behind the net, looking for a centering pass. Puck's loose. Shut up. It spurts back over the net. And Blackwood throwing it down the ice. Whistle down for icing. Face off to the right of Moran. Pia Obermeyer will win the offensive zone draw for Stanstead. Obermeyer working it to Papineau. And a good forecheck, great hustle from Storty. She has been one of the few bright spots this game. Hornsnell with a stick up high, no call as she was getting into it with Grace. Grace may have gotten away with one there. And now this one deflected up and out of play by Grace into the protected netting. 2-0 our score, 12:23 to go. If you're just tuning in, Ralph Barrett with a call. Where you been? We missed you. Glad to have you now. Casey Moran standing on her head despite trailing 2-0 for Mount Academy. Right now, Jade Wilson. A quiet but productive performance in the cage for Stanstead. She holds a goose egg. I'm not going to say the S word. I do believe in broadcast streams. But as it stands right now, she's about 12 and some change away. This one thrown down for icing. Wilson, when she has had to face offensive pressure this season, has above a .920 save percentage, sitting right at .921, 183 GAA, 1.83, excuse me. So she has been phenomenal in her own right. Again, a pretty quiet game, but hey, can't do any better than she's done thus far. Working it to the point. Here's Catacon. Thrown on with traffic in front, hung on to by Moran. 11:48 to go. Face off to her left. Shorty to take the draw in the D zone. She ends up losing it. Puck thrown on for a deflect. Can't connect. Now along the corner board. It'll be taken by Mount Academy. Puck thrown over to McCarville. Caught a little flat-footed. It's just the young team trying to develop. Yes, they've had statistically not an amazing season, but you can see flashes, especially when it comes to their goaltending and defensive zone structure. They're playing the game properly. They're taking away the middle of the ice quite a bit. It's just, a very youthful team, and there's going to be some mistakes that happen, some burps. That's what happens in hockey. If every game was perfect, you're done 0-0. But that one, a line change at an ill time, luckily doesn't come back to cost them as the pass wasn't perfect. As that was Perron, unable to field it correctly. So this one is now moved forward towards the end boards. Flung in by Warfleet. Papineau looking for an outlet pass, and she has one. Belanger unable to field it, has to tag up. Loose puck in the neutral zone along the near side wall, now goes to the far side. Papineau looking to get physical, but it's quickly shut down and chipped in by Storty. Again, she's had a very great game, been a bloodhound on the puck. Unfortunately for her team, nothing has come to fruition because of it, but had a very strong game nonetheless. Exactly 10 on the clock, now just under. 2-0 still our score. Horsnell with a chance. Forehand save, Wilson. What a stop. Great post-to-post action on the lateral movement, and now looking for a counterattack is Belanger. Belanger, 2-on-1, pass over, can't find the back of the net. Looked like the puck just skipped over. I want to say that was Samar. It was indeed. Now here's Putka. Macy Putka looking to move the puck forward. She has Samar. Samar, shot on, that one blocked in front. Mount looking like they're starting to come alive just now. Again, plenty of hockey left with 9:20 in the third. Flipped off the skate of a forechecker before Stanstead's forecheck receives it. Now slung over side to side up to the point. Now back to the far side point. This one thrown on off the pad. Chip towards the far side point. Kept in, slung towards the slot, and that one a stick lift. Good play defensively. Kept in. And now working along the half wall to the near side point. Shot on, sticked away. Goddard will play it. Looking to send it over to Blackwood. She'll retrieve, trying to send it towards the boards. This one skips up on the shot before it's blocked back down. Goddard fighting for the puck. And Putka ends up coming away from it. And this is what we're talking about. The deactivation has been phenomenal for Stanstead. They just keep looking back and forth from low to high, that point to point as well, and it's generating a ton of offense. Stanstead now looking to push the tempo. Here's Graves. Battling against Fenton. She'll reared into play. Trying to thrust it forward. It's knocked back down towards the far side wall. Pass in front, can't connect. Catadot knocks it down. This one thrown off the stick of Reardon. She'll poke it away. Storm in the corner. She's two from both sides. Room towards the far side point. To the near side. Shot, that one blocked as well. Puck spurts through the neutral zone, and Stanstead will take it behind the net. Everyone cage looking for protection, waiting for the setup. Little give and go action. Slid over. And right back. What a play. Glove by Moran. So that was Perron, Gagne, and Papineau, I believe, on some great one-touch passing. Tic-tac-toe. A good glove. Keeps the lead. I should say keeps the deficit, at 2 for Mount. DDD, Papineau. Papineau on the far side. Whips it, traffic, deflected, save. And Belanger quickly swarmed in front of the net. A couple of words towards the defenders. Maybe asking what they're doing after the game. I'm not sure. Never know what's said after the whistle in those little scrums. Maybe it's some not as nice as that, but don't want to speculate. One-time shot deflected off the D-man and into the crest of Moran. Under 6 to go here in the final period of regulation. 2-0 our score. Stanstead ahead. They broke through twice in the second period, and that has been all the scoring. Zoe Lloyd with her first of the JWHL was the most recent, so a big shout out to her and her family. A big congratulations on a big milestone. Belanger trying to work the puck low. Near side doesn't work. Here's Belanger once more. Looking for a pass in front. Backhand doesn't do it. So another storm along the near side wall. 2 to a side. Belanger comes away with it. She is relentless with the puck. Gets driven down there, but her team maintains possession. She'll stay low, looking for that pass, and she won't get it. Instead, it'll be thrown right into the logo of Moran. We'll hang on for a whistle with 6:04 to go in the third. Face off to the left of Moran. He's had a sparkling night despite being down 2. Her team will win the draw. He's quickly corralled by Stanstead. Van Meecher trying to work it over to Gatto. Great pinch by the defenseman from Stanstead. Keeps the puck in the zone. So that was Puka. DVD to Puka. She'll carry before slinging it over. As that was Perron working it back to her on the drop pass before she gets the puck and runs back around. Perron. Skating circles right now, looking for something to develop. Great patience, dragging to the slot, and that one fired right in the chest of Moran for a whistle. 5:10 to go here in the third period. 2-0 our score. Stanstead ahead. Face off to the right of Moran this time. It'll be taken by Bingham, the captain. In the offensive zone for Stanstead. She'll come away with it before slinging it to the point. Point to point, one-time shot. That one whistled wide. Bingham can't center it. It's thrown back down the ice. 4:50 to go here in the third. I'm Ralph Baird, bringing you the call. Stanstead versus Mount. Mount ahead 2-0. Scored twice in the second period, and that's all we have so far. Been dominating puck possession time. It seems like puck has not left the zone of Mount. And another whistle hung on to by Moran, who, despite trailing in this game 2-0, she has to be tonight's first star if she keeps going and playing the way she has been playing. That is on both teams. Obermeyer to take the draw. Blocked out in front. And that one sticked away. And Obermeyer, that is Grace. Seen her get into a few battles along the board. That one looked like a lot of contact, and she's gritty. You gotta love that. You gotta have a player like that. Hockey is one of, if not the most physical sport, and yet 70% of it is psychological. That's what a good coach always told me. In the heads of the opponents, we've already won half the battle at least. It seems right now, Stanstead dominating in every facet. And what a chance. Great save. Way to track the puck from Moran. One time, blocked in front. And ouch, that one hurts. Pass in front, save, rebound, still loose. As that was Gionnet who had the block. That one blockered aside by Moran. Gionnet looks like she is laboring. Backhand in front, turned away. Gionnet limps towards the puck. She'll shoot it down. And immediately go for a chain. She reared in. And their line mate will go. So she is feeling it. McDougall will shoot that down before Stanstead goes to retrieve with just under 3 minutes to go. Here comes Stanstead. Once more, pass can't connect. McDougall chipping this forward. Here's Goddard in a foot race. She'll win it. Cutting it to the slot. Spin around on a weak backhand. Doesn't go through. Good effort, though. Duggar looking to flick it forward. Stanstead will retrieve again. Headman's the puck. Net is empty. And great stick work. As Mount just pulled the goaltender, Shorty will retrieve. Goddard will chip it in. And now, with the net empty, just over 2 minutes to play. The shot. And it is blocked. Good block, but it would have been offsides anyways. As that was Blackwood, who has been taking a little bit of a beating in the entire defensive zone. She's been very strong and structured, though. She'll go for a change. So since the puck is just outside of their zone, Mount will bring back Moran into the net. I'm sure she'll leave as soon as some possession can be established, if it can be. And there she goes, off to the bench. Pass out in front, doesn't go. And now here's Stanstead. The shot. Great block in front. And what a save. A collective 2 players with it. Again, another shot. Another block. Great defensive effort from Mount, but a turnover in front and another stick work to get in the way of that before it's rimmed out. And one thing you can say about Mount Academy is they are playing hard till the end of it. Looking for at least one, maybe for pride, but this game is not over. It might be, though. Skating in, backhand, scores. So Eloise Gagne will net one on the empty. It's never over until the fat lady starts singing, but she's starting to hum. So 69 seconds to go. Again, we're not done. Weird things have happened in hockey, but with just over a minute, it's looking pretty bleak if you're a Mount fan. Got to give credit where credit's due. Stanstead has played a phenomenal game. Domination in all aspects, and the score should be much different. Moran, the goaltender for Mount, has stood on her head. Just unfortunately, didn't have the support that would have been needed to take out this juggernaut. There are 50 seconds to play. But hey, I mean, there are positive points too if you're Mount that we'll get to in just a second. Chance by Belanger, another terrific stop by Moran. Putka looking to go D-to-D with 30 seconds. 3 goals needed from Mount and less than 30. From here on out, it may be all academic. Putka's shot gets blocked. Belanger, nice move. She'll tip it over with 12 seconds. Behind the net, Belanger looking to work it around. It'll be carried by McCarville. Off the stick. And now the buzzer will sound. So Jade Wilson with the shutout, and a big one at that. Granted, wasn't tested a ton, but had a couple of very key saves. And on the other end, how about it? Casey Moran, you're going to get credited for the loss that you absolutely do not deserve. She played exceptionally well. And if you are Stanstead College, how can you complain about anything that happened? I mean, you shut a team out. You played excellent. This is a great confidence booster. And you did what you had to do to take care of a team that was a lower seed. But for Mount Academy, you got to look at it like this. These guys were the regular season champs. And yes, there was a lot of zone time that was not in your favor. You know, things were looking pretty bleak. Not a lot of great chances. You were hemmed in. But you're a young team. You're a developing team. And you kept the team that, you know, was exceptional in the regular season to 3 goals. Again, that is head started by Moran. But the whole team played structured defense. And despite getting a boatload of shots and then some, only lost by 3. Not much to hang your heads at about that. Of course, you don't want to go down getting shut out. Nobody ever does. But you learn to take these on the chin, especially as a young developmental squad. And you learn to build some confidence even with these losses. And through adversity, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see them play against Stanstead this year or next year, and give them a